Good morning, Bella Vista. It's time for more In the Know. And welcome, Tom.
How are you today?
I am great. You know, the election, the early voting is going on, lots of activity. The forsythia is blooming. I know you probably don't even know what that is. But
No, I don't.
But it's a yellow bush that just makes me happy.
Outstanding. And I'm glad you're volunteering at the polling station.
Yeah, it's interesting.
Very good.
Yeah.
Very good.
All right, so let's talk about the recap. Let's talk a little bit about what went on at the board meeting and some other really fun stuff you have.
Well, I think the most important thing that occurred was the new regulations for boating. This came up all the way back in September of last year. The Lakes Committee encountered the issue of what do we do with e-foils.
And who even knew what an e-foil was?
Well, some people did, but I didn't.
Yes.
So they had to consider, because our regulations didn't cover that.
Yes.
So after a long process of going through it and having a subcommittee and then the board considering it and so forth, Lake Committee recommendation, so forth, the board passed a resolution last week which prohibits e-foils and motorized surfboards. And so we're going to be getting that information out to the community, especially for people that have already registered their boats, their vessels, and for people that are going to, we're going to update that as quickly as possible.
Excellent, excellent. So that was a pretty big milestone. And like we've talked about it before, and you've said many times, this is not the end of the world. If and when something new comes along, it will be considered.
Absolutely. This one just kind of caught us flat-footed because our regulations didn't cover it. So now it says, if the water sports industry comes up with some new device or toy or something like that, well, it's prohibited, but let's bring it to the Lakes Committee. And if they're okay with it, then it's allowed, as opposed to what do we do about this new thing and we don't have any regulation? Is it allowed? Is it not allowed? And that's what we were dealing with last year.
Right. Okay, and I think you have quite a bit to say about the gun range update.
Well, let's talk about first, if it's okay, let's talk about the blood drive.
Yes.
That's coming up. It's always an important thing.
It is.
Now, this is an employee-run event, but everybody's invited. We want your blood.
Oh, vampires.
We want your blood. But on March 12th at Lake Point, we're going to have an employee-run blood drive. If you want to sign up, go to redcross.org, and the code that you put in is BVPOA. And that way you can sign up. I've already signed up. I'm ready to go. And so, I'm trying to get my wife to come too. She's trying to encourage me to give like 4 or 5 pints. I don't know why, but.
I wish I could do that. I've been in too many foreign countries and they won't take my blood.
Oh, that's interesting.
Because I might give them something they didn't want.
Oh boy. And I'm sitting right next to you.
Yeah, I know. Is that like the big van, the Red Cross van that comes along?
Yeah, they come in, and you can't there is no better place to give blood than Lake Point. Great view. They set it up. They're very efficient, in and out very quickly.
And then you can go in and get some food and get your blood building back up again.
Well, the restaurant's closed at that time.
Oh, darn. Okay, never mind. You can go to BV Bar and Grill.
Exactly.
Okay.
Exactly.
Okay, well, thank you.
And then the next thing we want to talk about is the gun range. So I talked about that each month we'd give an update regarding the progress of renovating the gun range. Now I've been giving much more detailed updates at the rec committee. So if anybody has any questions, go to the rec committee for the last 2 months, watch the videos. It's very informative and you can really get an idea of where we're at regarding renovating the gun range. The key thing is we've hired 3 firms: Wallace Design, which is a civil engineering company, Nielsen Architecture, which is an architecture firm, and CLS, which is a surveying company. And so they're all working to get us headed in the right direction and so forth. So they've made some great progress. If you look at the rec committee meeting, I even have some graphics on what they're planning on doing. Looks like we're going to go with a baffle system with 3 baffles on the rifle side and 1 to 2 baffles on the pistol side. And then berms, it looks like they're going to go to about 16 feet on the outside and the back. Also, while there's no guarantee, we're looking at adding additional shooting stalls on the rifle side. And we're looking at a raised prone position. So prone, some people want to shoot from laying down position. Well, we're going to have like a deck almost that you step up to and you're raised. And what that does is it makes the shooting angle higher. So we don't want to create a baffle and then you get so low that you go above the baffle. So you're going to shoot up from a higher angle, so forth. So, and you're not going to be on the floor, on the ground. You're going to be on a like a deck almost. So we're looking at doing that. We're going to add cameras so we have a better idea what's going on. And then we're going to have a visual and audible warning system when we stop the range to have people go out and update their targets or hang their targets and so forth. Unfortunately, we've received too many complaints of recent. People have been bringing, now that we've shut it down, people are bringing all this information to us about people unwisely on one side of the range. They're hanging their targets and everything's supposed to be range cold, no shooting, and then someone on the other end shooting. And that's just not a safe situation. So we're going to have a much stricter system where our range security officer will actually say, okay, everybody's stopped, now go out and change your targets. Nobody touches their weapon until everybody is back into their shooting stalls. We're also going to have our employees, all of them are going to go through the NRIA Safety Officer Training Program.
Oh, good.
So we think that's good. And we're going to require an orientation for all first-time users. Now, the orientation is only going to be a couple minutes long. It's going to be not going to be this long drawn out. But for our experienced shooters, they're going to have to go through this. Everybody, once we open, everybody's going to have to go through, and we just want to make sure that everybody understands what the safety rules are.
That makes perfect sense because no matter how experienced you are, it's always good to hear the same thing as everybody else. And when something unfortunate like this happens, it really brings to light all these new things you're putting into place. So I'm sorry it happened, but on the other hand, look what it's doing for the community.
Absolutely. And my experience is when I speak with experienced firearms users, they are 100% into safety.
Yes.
They understand the importance of everybody conducting themselves in a safe manner. So majority of people are very understanding. When Alice and I went down to Ozark Sportsman, we had to go through about a 5-minute orientation. Here are the rules, what's allowed, what's not allowed, so forth. Totally understandable.
Gotcha. Okay. Well, what else is going on?
That's it. It's the flowers are blooming, including the whatever you talked about earlier.
Forsythia.
Absolutely. Can you spell that?
Probably not.
Don't worry about it. But it's hopefully this is spring and not a false spring, and we get another snowstorm.
I think it's coming actually, Tom, but that's okay. So one of the Scottsdale's open though now, isn't it? Scottsdale that was closed down. So
normally we close. So back in the day, what we would do is we try and keep Scottsdale open during the winter time, but we have to tarp them, and it takes time. It takes a lot of time to pull the tarps off. And so we were getting into this. We'll pull the tarps off, and then we'd be open for 1 or 2 days, and then put them back on, and then we're shifting groups and so forth, and it just didn't make sense. So this is the second winter where we say, okay, we're closed for the 2 months of winter, but if the weather is awesome, we're gonna open. So it's a different mindset. So this way we don't have to move groups. We can open up the tee sheet. I mean, it's going to be 82 today.
I know.
And go play golf. And then tomorrow it's going to be 45. We won't have to close for that, but it's not going to be the greatest golfing conditions. So it's a better approach, and we like it. Yeah.
Well, anything else we need to tell Bella Vista this time? No.
Sign up for the blood drive. It's very important.
That's
very important.
That's right. Thank you. All right. Well, thanks. And we're going to take a quick break because I get to talk to one of my favorite people.
I thought you told me that I was your favorite.
Well,
you're lying to me.
I know.
All right.
And we're back. And I'm talking with Tommy Lee, the Director of Business Development for the POA. What a magnificent title that is.
I actually call myself the head gopher.
There you go. There you go. Well, you've got a lot to talk about today. The new restaurant, BV65, is coming right along.
It is. We've got the drywall up. The plumbing has been moved. It's so far so good, on track to open on time. But you never know what you're going to run into. So I'm not making any promises just yet.
And that's smart of you.
Yeah.
So, but I think you are going to do, somebody's going to do a walkthrough the first time.
Yes, Tom and I will do that. We've got it scheduled for March 19th.
At 3 o'clock.
At 3 o'clock. Yeah. And which is a perfect time because that's after all the construction crew leaves. So it opens up the area. It's not really a big space to tour, but I think everybody will be pleasantly surprised at kind of the new setup with where the bar is and the bathrooms and the walkthrough and all that good stuff.
Okay. Well, that's important. So everybody remember, March 19th at 3 o'clock at the new BV65.
Yes.
Down in Kingsdale. And that also is part of the Pro Shop is getting some facelifting as well.
Yes, it's the whole building. We basically gutted it and moved all the walls. We increased the size of the restaurant, decreased the size of the Pro Shop, and it was just simply the footprint was too big. But it's going to be a neat place.
And that was kind of the last building, I think, that hasn't had a facelift in a long time, correct?
That is correct.
Yeah. Okay, so I've heard it called all kinds of things. But this Super Bowl rewind, re-win party.
Yeah, it's been called a lot of stuff. Victory party, re-win party. That's actually going to be Sunday the 3rd at 2:30.
Okay.
And we'll be streaming, of course, the game to watch again. And since we know the outcome, maybe all these big Chiefs fans won't be as nervous as they were the first time.
Well, they'll be rowdy, though.
They will be rowdy.
And where is this?
This is at Holland's.
Okay.
And actually the night before we're doing trivia, which has a little slant on football.
Oh.
So it's going to be kind of a football weekend.
Gotcha.
At Holland's.
Gotcha. And that's at 2:30.
At 2:30 on Sunday, yes.
Okay. All right. So all of you Chief fans come out. All of you come out anyway. You know, they need a little bit of...
Well, it's actually Sunday is happy hour all day, so there's no reason not to come
to be happy.
Exactly.
Okay, that sounds great. So something kind of new, it seems. What is this Prom Special?
Well, we dipped our toes in the water last year. It's Lisa Pappin, our event coordinator. It was her idea, and we take you out. It's $99 for a couple, and it's a great menu that they get to have. And then we take you down to the pergola behind Lake Point and take your picture. And it's just kind of a different experience for promers.
So this is for promers.
Yes.
You know, us old fogies that have been to prom 100 years ago, not for us. It's for promers.
Well, if you want to dress up for the prom, we could probably squeeze you in too. But we did get a little traction last year, and I haven't seen the reservations for this year. But most proms are in April, so we had to get the word out early so they can plan and stuff like that.
So it's a dinner for two.
Yes.
And it includes the picture.
Yes.
Okay. Okay, and that's all inclusive, $99.
Yes.
All right. Not, get the limousine or anything for that. You got to do that on your own, right?
Right. Yeah.
Okay. All right, that works. So who do they contact?
They contact Lisa at 479-855-8111.
Yes, or Lisa P at bvvpoa.com.
Correct.
Either one.
Either one.
Yeah. All right, to make reservations. All right. This is a special year, isn't it?
It is. It's leap year.
It is.
Yes.
I mean, every 4 years, I think the cicadas are coming out too, which is not a good thing. But what have you got going on?
Yeah, on Thursday, the 29th, we've got 229 beer specials at all of our restaurants. We'll do a trailhead draft here We've got some bottle specials at Lake Point, and then we've got some draft specials at Highlands as well.
So that Space Goose or whatever it is that one of them?
No.
Oh, darn it.
No, it's a great beer, but
not everybody loves it like I do.
yeah. We're going to run some specials, and then we'll have some food specials as well.
Okay, so everybody kind of come out for that. Think about it. You only get to do this every 4 years.
Correct.
Yeah. So, and then not too far after that, in March, what happens?
It's St. Patrick's Day.
Yes.
And on St. Patrick's Day, we'll be running specials all over the place too, food and alcohol. It's happy hour all day long. So we've got that, and then we'll be doing the corned beef and cabbage specials.
Okay.
And we'll even at Highlands have a corned beef and cabbage pizza.
No.
Yeah, we did it last year. It was actually more popular than I thought it would be.
Yeah.
But yeah, we'll be running specials there as well.
So you're going to have green beer?
We will have green beer. We'll have green beer here.
Here at the BV?
At BV Bar and Grill. People may not realize that
where we are
or where we're recording.
Yeah.
But we'll, in fact, Bentonville Brewing has reached out to us, and we'll be doing Green Trailhead as a special. And it's on Sunday, so that's happy hour all day as well. But it'll come out of the tap green. It's not one of those things where you add the green coloring and it's inconsistent.
Yeah.
They're actually going to do it at the brewery and before they put it in the keg.
So are you dressing up in green that day?
I'll have green on.
Yeah.
I am a little Irish, so.
Yes, you are. Okay. Well, I have green eyes, so I get by with it.
Yes.
But I love green. So everybody, come out, dress in green, have corned beef and cabbage, pizza. Really?
Yeah.
Okay. And some nice green Trailhead beer here at BV Bar and Grill. So, wow, it's almost time if the weather holds. And even if it doesn't, what happens?
Gear Garden.
Yes.
Yes. We've got Gear Garden's grand opening April 19th through the 21st. And we've already got the Pioneer Cups in. And so we'll have those.
What is that? Like the fourth collector's item?
It is the fourth.
Yeah.
The very first year was the glow-in-the-dark green ones, and we didn't put a date on those or a year. But every year after we have, and people go nuts over them. And we hope we've got enough to get through the opening weekend. It's a really cool-looking cup. If you've been on social media or you get our updates, you've seen it. And we've got just an incredible weekend planned. We've got bands every day, and then we'll end it on Sunday with our Jazz Sunday. And we've got stuff for the kids. We've got a face painter coming, and we'll probably have a magician and stuff like that. So it's very family centric, but it's also very comfortable for adults to come in and just enjoy the atmosphere and all that good stuff. I do want to remind people that you can't bring your own alcohol.
People try to do that?
They do.
Okay.
The reason being is it's against the law.
Right.
Since that place is permitted, it's like all the other restaurants. Once you get inside the gate, you can't have alcohol of your own.
Right.
So just a friendly reminder.
Right.
We have asked Ranger Bob and the Lake Rangers, they're going to start helping us enforce that. We've got to get a little bit tighter on it.
And also a reminder for people about parking. And if you have a bike, it's probably more cool.
Yeah, we've added additional bike racks. I do have someone coming in and they'll paint some parking spots. So it's a little more organized, I guess. And then we'll be there. There'll be probably me and Matt and some of the staff directing traffic and trying to keep it as tight as possible. We'll have food trucks there again.
Oh, that you added those food trucks. That is just the coolest thing.
Yeah, and they've been very, very popular.
Are they going to be different, or are they going to be some people we've had before, some new folks?
We've got a couple of new folks, but mostly people we've had before that were more popular than some of the others. But we've got it to the point now where they're so successful.
Yeah.
That they're asking us if they can stay through, and I don't have a problem with that. But it just depends on the volume of the of what the parts doing. So
Yeah, absolutely. Boy, that sounds really good. What else have you got to say today before we sign off?
just that, the restaurants are doing very, very well.
In spite of the weather?
In spite of the weather. I was a little nervous about January, but it turned out okay. It's just, if you're not participating and if you're not going to the rec or you're not coming to the restaurants or whatever, you're really missing out on an opportunity in Bella Vista. There's a lot going on even right now. So, come try us out.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
That prime rib night is so popular.
We sell out every Tuesday.
Yes, you do.
Yeah.
Yes, you do. And it's kind of fun to see folks. You go in and everybody knows who you are if you go a lot.
Yes.
And it's just nice. My grandson, one of them, recently visited us from Ohio, and he's kind of an introvert. He's 17, and he's sitting there, and he's like, we went to BV Bar and Grill, and he says, Gigi, everybody knows you. I'm like, yeah, pretty cool, huh? No, really, honestly, he's absolutely right. We have some great restaurants here. We have a great opportunity, and you've got, no spoiler alert, but you've got other things on the drawing board as we move forward.
Yes, we do.
Right now, you're concentrating on getting that BV65 up and running.
That's a priority.
Yes, it is.
But I'm very lucky. We have a very strong team here, not just my team, but the senior staff, and just everybody is just so excited about what they do.
Yes.
And that's very nice to see.
That's exactly right. Okay, well, thanks again. I always enjoy our conversations.
I do too.
And you really are my favorite, okay? Thank you, Bella Vista. You're now in the know.